The entire market froze. Two police officers were dragging a young woman out of a crowded provision store while people gathered around to watch the shameful scene. "Shame on you," someone shouted. "How could she steal from the woman who trusted her?" another voice whispered. The woman being dragged away was crying so hard she could barely speak. Her name was Ngozi, and the worst part of it all was this: Ngozi had never stolen a single thing in her life, yet that day she was being treated like a criminal in front of the entire market. Little did they know, the truth would soon destroy the person who framed her. Ngozi was known throughout the busy marketplace as the most hard-working girl in Madame Bose's provision store. The shop was always full. People came to buy rice, noodles, milk, sugar, bread, and cooking oil. Ngozi managed everything perfectly. She greeted customers with kindness. She kept the shelves organized, and every evening she carefully counted the day's sales before handing the money to her boss. Madame Bose trusted her so much that sometimes she would say proudly, "If Ngozi is in the shop, I can sleep peacefully." But there was one person who hated hearing those words. His name was Kunle. Kunle had worked at the store long before Ngozi arrived, but he was lazy. He came late. He often argued with customers, and slowly, Madame Bose began trusting Ngozi more than him. Every time the boss praised Ngozi, Kunle's anger grew. In his heart, he kept thinking, "Why does everyone treat her like she's perfect?" Then one night, his jealousy turned into something evil. That evening, the market closed later than usual. Customers had been many, and the sales were huge. Over 1 million naira sat inside the store drawer. Ngozi finished arranging the shelves and prepared to leave. "Kunle, please lock the shop when you are done," she told him politely. Kunle forced a fake smile. "Don't worry, I will." But as soon as Ngozi walked away, Kunle locked the shop door from inside. His eyes slowly turned toward the drawer. The money. Bundles of it. His breathing became heavy. Slowly, he opened the drawer and began stuffing the money into his bag. But he wasn't finished. To protect himself, he needed someone to blame. Kunle looked around the shop. Then he noticed something on the counter. Ngozi's handbag. A cruel smile appeared on his face. He placed it right beside the empty drawer. Then he switched off the lights and left the shop. The next morning, Madame Bose opened the shop. What she saw made her scream. The drawer was empty. The money was gone. Workers were quickly called. Customers gathered. Everyone looked confused. Then someone noticed Ngozi's handbag lying beside the drawer. "Isn't that Ngozi's bag?" The room fell silent. Madame Bose slowly turned toward Ngozi. "Ngozi, explain this." Ngozi looked confused. "My bag? I left it here yesterday." Madame Bose's voice grew cold, and the money disappeared the same night. Ngozi's heart started pounding. "I didn't take the money." But no one listened. The police were called immediately. Within minutes, police officers arrived. The market crowd grew larger. Everyone wanted to witness the drama. Ngozi was searched. Her locker was checked. Her bag was opened. Nothing was found. But the damage had already been done. The handbag near the drawer was enough to destroy her reputation. Madame Bose pointed at her with disappointment. "I trusted you more than anyone." Tears rolled down Ngozi's face. "Madame, please, I swear I'm innocent." But the handcuffs were already tightening around her wrists. And as she was dragged out of the store, the crowd whispered cruelly, "Provision store thief." That day, her life collapsed. Prison was worse than Ngozi imagined. Cold floors, dark cells, endless insults. Some inmates mocked her. Some believed she deserved it. Every night she cried silently, not because of the prison, but because her name had been destroyed. Her mother visited her one day and asked the painful question, "My daughter, did you really steal?" Ngozi held her hands and cried, "Mama, I didn't," but it felt like no one would ever believe her. Months later, something unexpected happened. Madame Bosse decided to install new security cameras in her store to prevent future theft. During installation, the technician discovered an old camera hidden above the shelf. It had been recording automatically to a small storage device. Curious, he checked the footage from the night the money disappeared. What he saw made his heart race. There on the screen was Kunle opening the drawer, taking the money and placing Ngozi's handbag beside it. The truth was finally revealed. The police were called immediately. Kunle was arrested before he could escape. When confronted with the video evidence, he had no choice but to confess. "I did it," he admitted. "I framed her." The case returned to court, and this time the entire city wanted to see what would happen. The judge watched the footage carefully. Then he made the announcement that changed everything. Ngozi is completely innocent. The courtroom exploded with shock. Ngozi fell to her knees, crying. After months of suffering, she was finally free. Madame Bosse was deeply ashamed. Her voice trembled when she spoke to Ngozi. "I destroyed your life because I believed a lie." To make things right, she did something extraordinary. She paid Ngozi a huge compensation for the injustice. Then she handed her the keys to a brand new provision store branch. "You will run this one," she said. The same woman who was once dragged out of the market in shame now owned one of the most successful stores in the city. And the same people who once mocked her now greeted her with respect. Sometimes lies can bury the truth for a while, but no matter how long it takes, the truth always finds its way to the light. And when it does, those who try to destroy you will regret it forever.